to get you guys' thoughts on this. I had to cover it because it was something worth covering now that they came out and basically said, okay, we didn't do that. The reason being I wanted to, really that's the reason why I wanted to go ahead and cover this. It's interesting because we've seen companies that have adopted this as a model, right? These companies have said, oh, we're all in on social justice. They've created a bunch of fucking fake ass departments, and all they're fucking doing is creating, they're fake jobs, but it's social justice. It's okay. Social justice is in. They think it's in. So how do we use our company to perpetuate the shit? Is really what it boils down to. These guys are insane. By the way, I see you. I'm gonna get to that here in a little bit. That super chat that came in. Nonetheless, Home Depot of all fucking people, because more than likely not social justice advocates that are even your bulk of your customers. But they did release a statement about this fucking deal that came out, and you had a friend of this person, this Twitter person right here, that showed this weird fucking thing. Again, what does this have to do with their job? And we'll look at some of the photos here. But this is what they had put out. And as you can see, for those of you that are watching visually, leading practices. This is coming from Home Depot. This is what they're giving to their fucking employees. Or they say that this shit is displayed in their lunchroom. Privilege. Unpacking privilege. And it says privilege now. A special benefit or advantage that may be earned or unearned. And then they have social privilege. They have white privilege as well. What privilege look like? And they have all this fucking weird shit. So it's not just white. There's class privilege. There's Christian privilege. There's cisgender privilege. There's able-bodied privilege. There's heterosexual privilege. And they, for whatever reason, are talking about this dumb shit to your employees that, I don't know, sell 2x4s and shit. I don't fucking know. And then they have racism equals prejudice plus power. That is a lie. So they're also participating in this redefining of the term racism, where they've now tried to basically suggest that only white people can do it, when really all the definition is thinking that race is the primary determinant of certain traits and attributes, and utilizing it to display some sort of inferiority and or superiority. That's what racism is, and it can apply to you no matter what your ethnic makeup is. However, they're participating in the lie of the redefining of it, where they literally say racism equals racial prejudice plus power. And they say they're talking about white privilege. They're saying this is what you should do. You need to learn. You need to reflect, and you need to practice. You're being lectured by your employer that has literally fucking nothing to do with this subject matter. So Home Depot did, however, come out. And it was a Canadian branch. Of course, the Canadians are the one that put this shit out. And a spokesperson from Home Depot's U.S. headquarters confirmed to the Post that the white privilege notice was material from its Canadian division. She said it hadn't been approved by the company's diversity and inclusion department. That's a fake job. The flyer had a Home Depot logo at the top. The Canadian staffers who were apparently given the learning material were encouraged to acknowledge societal privileges that benefit white people beyond what is commonly experienced by people of color under the same social, political, and economic circumstances. So they've come out and say, okay, yeah, we didn't authorize it, but they also are not denying that it exists. So they're acknowledging that it exists, and it certainly, here's the statement. Again, while we fully support diversity across the company, this material was not created or approved by our corporate diversity and equity and inclusion department. A fake job in a fake department. There's no true market demand for that. This was a resource in our Canadian division and not a part of any required programming. I love that they use that term. So that doesn't seem to say, though, that you were against it being put out. Like, generally, if there was something that they condemned, they do that. How many times have you seen companies do that? Some weird thing happens at a local store, and then they make a public statement and they say, we do not support this. They're not doing that. They're just saying, well, we actually support their cause, but to try to cover our ass, we didn't actually create or approve it. But you're certainly not saying that you didn't want it to exist. These companies are chicken shit, man. Fake departments that are just they're diversity hires for sure, but it's a little more to that. It's more they got pimped. And so they look at it like, oh, we don't want the social consequences of potentially being called racist. So we add these departments as a deflection tactic, and we let them pretend like they doing something that someone values when it's a fake job. It's a fake job. It's not real. It's the depart. When I say it's not real, I mean it's not something that the market actually demanded, right? It's something that was artificially created just for the sake of it existing. There are many, many fake jobs out there. Most of them are, propped up by the government. But it ain't just exclusive to them. So you could I'm not about to sit up there and tell you what to do regarding this company. You do what the fuck you want. I'm just spreading the information out. Because, yeah, that did kind of break, and I saw that trending, if you will, on Twitter for a little while, but Home Depot going Home Depot, I guess. You just listened to a clip from my podcast, For Canon's Sake, which is live throughout the week at 12 p.m. Central on youtube.com/YoungRipper59 and odyssey.com/@YoungRipper59. Be sure to check out my website, ericdjuly.com, so you can stay up to date with everything it is that I'm doing. You can also become a member and get access to a bunch of cool perks and exclusive content, which includes a social media hub where you can interact with myself and other members. It even has an app that you can get, which is now live in the Google and Apple stores.